And we now move on to round 5 of the European Drag Racing Championship, and a good aerial view over the packed Santa Pod drag strip in the UK, where we'll see action from the Pro Stock and some explosive action from Top Fuel. First of all, though, it's the Pro Stock and the quarter-finals. The championship was concluded in Norway when Niklas Andersen took the title. Second place, however, still up for grabs. The man nearest the camera in the blue and white Panasonic Oldsmobile Cutlass is Michael Malmgren, and he could take second place in the series, but he needs to get through to the semis and beat the man next to him here, Jari Konola. Malmgren's not had a very good year, major clutch problems, but in qualifying he set a new European record. Into pre-stage, and away they go then. Konola may be getting the best start, but it is Malmgren who just snatches it as they go across the line. A close battle for the Panasonic car, the winner. On the right, there Konola making the better getaway initially, but Malmgren's new clutch setup working to perfection, really getting the power down and just snatching the win at the line. Next up, we've got the European Pro Stock champion himself, Niklas Andersen, up against Magnus Hansen. Usual action from Magnus, he reverses away from pre-stage, but then moves back into position again. Oh, but he's rolled too far. He's rolled right through stage, no red light, but he will get one, and so it's a clear victory for Andersen. He doesn't even have to try hard because Hansen got it all wrong. Positioning the car at the start there, perhaps the clutch was dragging more than he expected, but disappointment for Magnus Hansen. Perhaps he was unnerved by being up against the champion of Pro Stocks. Let's take a look. Looking at the left-hand side, you see he had to reverse, by which time the lights were coming on, and away went Niklas Andersen. So Andersen taking an easy win there. And Andersen, in fact, on a bye run through the semi-finals, through to the final. No problems for him there. The other semi-final will be between Malmgren and Jacob Ferrer. Now it's time to meet the new Top Fuel champion of 1999.
Pretty special to be able to come over here and do this, what we did in 5 races. Prolong did not expect to come over here and win the championship, but we'll take it. We've worked real hard at doing this, and you know, unfortunately Barry didn't give us the run that we expected to give him with the new car blues, but we'll take it just the same, and we'd love to come back next year and defend our title.
Referring there to Barry Sheevils, who's had a very tough season trying to defend his title. In qualifying, Bodin set a fantastic sub-5 second time, but then he had his problems too.
I think that it broke a connecting rod right before the finish line. This was not expected. Otherwise, I mean, it was just a nice, normal, easy run. The thing had a nice, easy tune-up on it. And we think it broke a connecting rod. It was not an oiling problem. It just kicked a rod out right before the finish line.
Well, hopefully the new engine won't let Bonin down as he backs up from his burnout in the quarters of Top Fuel. He's up against Pelle Lindlow here. Bonin should take the win easily, but as we know, the Top Fuelers are a little temperamental, and you never can tell if it's going to be that easy. There he is, the man who's taken the championship title this year. Into pre-stage. These cars drinking the nitro at a rate of 6 litres a second when they're up to speed. Oh, and Lindlow's jumped the start. He's lit his tyres, and it means that Bonin is gone away, and an easy win for the American. No problem at all. Lindlow was just trying to get away a little bit too smartly, perhaps, and wrecked his chances. So his run doesn't count. He backed off anyway. Bonin taking an easy win then. Uncontested in the end. Now then, new rookie racer Robin Reed in the left lane against the vast experience of Peter Lantz. Can Reed do something special here? Not the same experience, but Lance has lit up his tyres too much, and Reed it is who comes through for the win. No problems at all. Meanwhile, Barry Shevils has had a terribly tough year this year, as I mentioned earlier.
Well, basically, we brought the brand new car over from the States with all the latest technology, and it's just been too powerful for the tracks in Europe, unfortunately. We have had a lot of gremlins along the way, new car gremlins, new combination, but here we are at Santa Pod, and this is the finals, and we're almost there.
So Shevils, too much power. Well, it makes sense, you know, if you can't get the power onto the road because the wheels are spinning, then you're not going to get up the quarter mile as quickly as you need to. He's up against Jens Nebo in this one, and in fact this is a rerun of the event last year when Barry beat Nebo and clinched the title. Nebo out for his revenge. Shevils is nearest the camera here, just pre-staging. And now, staging as the first lights come on, waiting for the second row of lights to come on for both cars. In position. And then away they go. Shevils nearest the camera, and he gets away initially, but a lot of tyre smoke, and it means that he has to back off, and the win, in fact, goes to Nebo. But Nebo was also in trouble, so it was one of the slowest runs that we could possibly imagine. Take a look on the left here. Shevils gets away brilliantly well, but as he accelerates, the rear tyres start to spin. Spinning more and more, that's what he means by having too much power. He had to back off to save the engine, and that was all over. So Nebo coming through, but it wasn't exactly a great run for him either.
That's about sums up my season, I think. We know the car's got all the horsepower, and we just overpowered the track again, and there's nothing you can do. You don't go anywhere if the tyres are smoking. And I tried to pedal it a couple of times, and you know, I mean, what a year. We know we've got the quickest and fastest car in Europe. We just have never got the power to the track, and totally and utterly disappointed.
But not too downhearted for next year.
Well, we'll be back next year, and I think for sure they'll get the car to work, and when the car works, I think you'll see some real surprises in times that have never been seen outside of America. So we're really confident that next year we'll hook it all together.
A lot of work to be done, but a lot of confidence too. Now then, that's how the semi-finals. Geordie Bonin will get a bye through to the final. Robin Reed will be against Jens Nebo. So now we're into the semi-finals of the Pro Stock. Good racing prospect here as well. This is the race that will decide second place in the series. Michael Malmgren against Jacob Ferrer. Both cars running out of the same stable, but there's no team orders in this one. Malmgren on the far side in the blue and white car. Ferrer on the near side. Away they go then. Oh, and it's a close run thing between the two cars. Nothing to choose between them until they get to the line, and it's just Ferrer just doing it by a few fractions of a second. Let's take a look at that. 7.11 opposed to 7.17, so he got it by 0.06 of a second, did Jacob Ferrer. Malmgren away slightly quicker, but Ferrer just getting a bit more speed at the end of the track. So he goes through. The final of the Pro Stock will be Ferrer against Anderson. Tension mounting in the top fuel category. Jens Nebo in the left lane meeting Robin Reed as they edge forward into position. Green, and it's a storming run by Reed, who pulls away, and it's a good win for Robin Reed as he smokes and fire. It actually explodes from the back of the machine there. Robin Reed in trouble as he clambers out of his car. He won that one, but then the flames and fire beginning to lack around the back of the car. He's out okay, and the marshals quickly on the scene to get that fire out. Fire engines moving down there as well. Let's take another look at that. It's the car on the right that took the win, but also exploded in flames to finish off the run. 5.65 seconds wasn't fast enough for Nebo, but look at this. Looking at the white car, just as he crosses the line, there's the smoke and flames suddenly erupting from the engine at the back of the top fueler, but thankfully he's okay.
Gather I've lost my eyebrows, and I must have breathed in some smoke and changed the colour of my fire suit a bit, but yeah, I'm okay. I'll be back.
Well, he's got to be back because he's got to be in the final, we hope, against Jordi Bonin, the final of the Top Fuelers, coming up in a few minutes. But first of all, let's have the final of the Pro Stocks, where Anderson is up against Ferrer. Remember, Anderson's already champion. I wonder if he can do it again.
I have to sort of do this. Is becoming a repetitive story for 1999 Pro Stock. Nicholas Anderson, he seems unbeatable.
Well, Keith Bartlett thinks he's going to do it again. Let's find out if he does, whether he has a problem or not. Moving into position then. Ferrer will want to show that he can beat the champion. Staging, waiting for the lights. Oh, it's a red for Ferrer. Red light for Ferrer. He just tried to get away that little bit too quickly. It's a good run for him, but of course it won't count. And he stayed ahead of the champion, but he just went that fraction too soon. And that means it doesn't count for him, of course. Red light, and Anderson, therefore, taking the win at Santa Pod.
It's fantastic to win here, and that's run it was easy. Jakob here, red light, and so it was cool. So we win here, and I will thank my team for a great job, and it's fantastic. And I think England it is my lucky track.
So after a good season of Pro Stock racing, Anderson well out in front, and Ferrer narrowly took second from Malmgren as a result of their semi-final runoff. And there'll be plenty more of that sort of action in 2000. Now then, can the American Bonin beat Reed in the Top Fuel final?
We partnered ourselves with an excellent team with Runefeld, and it's just turned out to be a kind of a storybook finish, not only for Gordy as the driver, but for Prolong as a company new to the FIA European Championship.
Well, we're looking forward to a good battle here. What does Keith Bartlett think about the prospects for the Top Fuel final?
We all knew Gordy was running. He's won the championship. We knew he would come here feeling confident, running strong. But the surprise of the whole weekend is Robin Reed. Bill Schultz has tuned that car and put the car back together from the other car that crashed in Hockenheim 2 weeks ago. And they came out here today and just put down just incredible numbers. And right now, Robin Reed's going to take a lot of beating.
Well, let's see if that's true. The nitromethane burning engines of these Top Fuel monsters putting out around 6,000 horsepower, remember? So you've got 12,000 horsepower ready to rip through the Santa Pod tarmac. Except, of course, it won't rip through. It's all well prepared, well treated for exactly this kind of confrontation. The Top Fuel final here at Santa Pod. Around 20,000 spectators turning up to watch the battle at the Northamptonshire-based drag strip. And the two moving into position. Bonin pre-stage and staging first. And then Robin Reed. What can the rookie do against the new champion? So, nearest the camera on the left there. Here we are, that's the champion. Bonin, Robin Reed on the far side. Staging, they're both away, they both get green. And it looks good for the champion as they excel. But no, he's cut off, there's a problem. And it is Robin Reed who comes through to win. Again, the machine explodes, but it's Robin Reed, a surprise winner. Yes! And sheer delight for the team. Brilliant performance from them, taking the victory. But it was a problem there for the champion. You saw the flames go, an engine problem meant he had to shut down, and there, just look at this, he was ahead and then shut down time, and Robin Reed came through for the win.
I believe in America they call this deal winning ugly. Any way it comes, I'll take it. I mean, this is my rookie season in Top Fuel. To win the European finals meeting it don't get better than this.
Brilliant season. The Americans crossing the Atlantic to take the title this year, but seeing some good opposition from the likes of Robin Reed. And Barry Sheville's tough season for him, but you can bet he'll be back next year.